What's going on, everybody? JHow here, and patch 2.2.0 is now live on the PTR, and there are so many changes to the gear and the set bonuses and the legendary items for all the different classes that I've made a separate video for each class. Now, if you haven't seen those yet, I will leave a link to those in the description below, so you can feel free to check those out. In this video, I'm going to cover all the just general changes that have been made outside of those set bonuses and the class skills. Now, the first thing here, in general, regular health potions have finally been removed from the game. No more 1,000 health potions in your stash taking up useless space. You now just have a bottomless health potion that will regenerate 60% of your max life as normal, but legendary bottomless potions will still drop and still, the functionality not changed. I think that's just something that's long overdue, and they finally fixed it. Now, in terms of items, this is going to be some big changes. This first one here, now plus max discipline, can roll on bows and crossbows in addition to hand crossbows. Now, if you haven't looked at the Demon Hunter changes yet, I encourage you to go check that out, because discipline is now going to have a far more, a much larger role going forward, and this is probably going to be very important for a lot of builds going forward with the Demon Hunter. All crafted rare items are no longer account bound, which means you'll finally be able to share those with your friends. Even maybe they just need some crafting materials. Who knows? BlizzCon Elemental Ring. This is a new legendary ring. Whether that's the final name or not, I don't know. Gain 150 to 200% increased damage to a single element for 5 seconds. This effect rotates through the elements available to your class in the following order: Arcane, Cold, Fire, Holy, Lightning, Physical, and Poison. Note, Cold is not included for Crusaders, so that's just going to be something interesting to where it rotates through. This can have an effectiveness, especially with the Wizard class and Tal Rasha's set. Like I said, there's so many changes on those classes that if you haven't checked those out, I highly encourage you to go check out those videos to highlight a lot of key elements for all the different classes going forward. Boots of Disregard. Life per second increased from 500 to 10,000. That's a pretty big, significant increase. That'll be pretty interesting. However, the number of stacks is reduced from 8 to 4. That does allow you to stack up quicker, plus it makes the overall life per second go up pretty significantly. Bottomless Potion of the Leech. Life on hit increased from 1,500 to 3,000. to 15,000 to 20,000 for 5 seconds. Again, these are some pretty major increases. It seems like they're making a lot of skill set changes, different defensive changes, and this is just a way to better utilize it. 4,000 to 8,000 life on kill for the Bottomless Potion of Mutilation, now bumped up to 40 to 50,000. That's pretty significant in the sense that most of these felt fairly underwhelming. They didn't have much to do, but now they actually matter, and it's going to help you determine which one do I choose. Regeneration Potion from 25,000 to 45,000, now up to 75,000 to 100,000. Potion of Rejuvenation. This is a new legendary potion. Gain 20 to 30% of your maximum resource when used below 50% life. This can be very beneficial for a lot of classes, and it's definitely something to keep your eye on. Captain Crimson's Trimmings. 2-set bonus. Life per second increased from 2,000 to 6,000. Again, nice changes to have. New item here, or it's been redesigned. 2-set bonus. All of your damage is increased by up to 100% based on how much primary resource you have. That might be utilized in certain areas, and I'm certainly going to be testing a lot of stuff. If you haven't already subscribed and you're going to be looking for more Diablo 3 content, whether it be non-season, seasons, or patch 2.2 PTR gameplay, be sure and do that now. I'll also be live streaming over on Twitch a lot of PTR action at twitch.tv/jhow4444, so you can check that out as well. Guardian's Jeopardy. 2-set bonus. Life per second increase from 2,000 to 8,000. The Puzzle Ring. Here's just a nice little fun change. The Treasure Goblin helper spawned by this item will now pick up items in a larger radius. That can be pretty beneficial. The Treasure Goblin help spawned by this item will now run faster when picking up items. Thank you. That's pretty nice. It also fixed an issue. These are a couple bug fixes. Not that important. We'll skip past that. Here's one of the most requested things out there. The Ramaladni's Gift. We get these. And if we play multiple characters, we know that there's going to be one item. One great piece of gear that we're waiting to spend this on. So we store it away. And we're thinking, man, I've got another one. And now all of a sudden you have 3 or 4, depending on how much you play and how much luck you have finding gear. But now all of a sudden you have 5 in your inventory and they're taking up 5 slots. That's not a good use of space. So now that stacks. That's just good to have. Several existing legendaries, keep this in mind, have been updated to include a legendary unique legendary power. Keep in mind that a lot of these you have to get new versions. It's not going to be old ones. A lot of your set bonuses are going to be retroactive and they'll change so you don't have to farm up that. But stuff like this you will. The Obsidian Ring of the Zodiac, this is nice. It's one of those kind of hidden gems depending on for certain classes. This reduces the remaining cooldown of one of your skills by 1 second each time you spend a resource. This has potential to be pretty amazing, especially for different classes out there. Like I said, if you haven't looked at those other classes, if you haven't seen those videos yet, I am truly excited about every single class except for the Crusader. Not that exciting there. But every other class is pretty exciting because there are some huge, huge changes. And as you can see, we are scrolling past that to get to the good stuff. But all of that, all that we just scrolled past, are set bonus changes, legendary item changes, very exciting stuff. Achievements, there's some achievements there. The drop chance of Rakanushu's blade has been increased for those farming up that. I'll let you guys look at that, and you can find that out on your own. I'm not an achievement chaser. I've got my fair share passively just by doing stuff. Adventure mode. This is a lot of cool changes for adventure mode. Areas in which key wardens are located now have a boss icon on the waypoint map. That is huge. The icon will indicate whether or not the key warden has been killed. This is only for level 60 plus games, and that's fine. But this helps a lot. Hey, you're split farming. Hey, this is what's going on. Well, who the hell has the boss? Where are you? Let me tab. Let me figure out which icon is which. Not that fun. Finally, they did something similar to what they did with the Goblin, to where it just made the quality of life a lot easier. Act 2, the Ancient Waterway. New bounties have been added for the Eastern and Western channels. So that's kind of neat. East and Western channels now each have 2 levels. Not that important until you think every quest like this that has 2 levels always has a resplendent chest on the 2nd level. I imagine that will be the same there. New waypoints have been added to the Ancient Waterway. That's one way to go. Hey, I was going to say I don't want to walk through the Dalgar Oasis because that would suck. Dalgar Oasis waypoint has moved down slightly. Alright, that's fine. Nobody likes going there anyways, but I'm sure we'll find our way there at some point. Nephilim Rifts slightly increased the chance for a couple of extremely rare Nephilim Rift maps to spawn. We'll see what those are. I think that could be the cow level. Who knows? Several new Nephilim Rift maps have been added based on the following zones: Festering Woods, Fields of Misery, Fields of Slaughter, and Stinging Winds. Those did feel like big maps that just were left out, right? Bug fixes, just some stuff. Fixed an issue that prevented players who paid a Rift Keystone to enter the Greater Rift from being able to obtain an upgraded Rift Keystone if they were not in the game when the quest advanced to the Talk to Auric in Town Step. I never experienced that, but I'm sure it did for quite a few of you. Crafting. When crafting gems and items, the entire quantity will now be crafted at once. No more crafting 50 Imperial gems at a time, only to sit there, go grab a drink, and then forget you were doing it, come back and find you were logged out. That always sucked. Monster changes. Rift Guardian's Blighter has been given 2 new attacks. Alright, we'll see what happens. The Armored Destroyer. The warning time before an Armored Destroyer lands has been significantly increased. Armored Destroyer impacts will now knock players away from the landing zone. That's those guys that come down and smack into the ground that hurt like hell. The Merciless Witch, Uber Magda. Removed Enrage Timer, thank you. Reduced the maximum time she can be shielded to 15 seconds, also nice. Because when you're killing the ads, it just becomes a pain. Butterfly projectile speed reduced, that's good because there's a lot of people that don't know how to move. Butterfly projectile duration reduced, always good. That way there's not too many of those going around. Nekarath the Key Warden has been moved from the Silver Spire level 1 to Gardens of Hope 2nd tier. So if you're one of those people that farm the Key Wardens, that's kind of important to keep an eye on. Realm Walker fixed an issue preventing the portal to the Realm of the Banished from being visible before the Realm Walker was killed. So that's pretty important. That happened, I guess, to some of you. Savage Beast. This is one that just always blew my mind. I play on a fairly big monitor on fairly large resolution. Maximum charge range has been reduced. There would be times to where this guy would come out, whether I'm in a rift or whether I'm out there in the fields where it's at, I would be sitting there and I'd get hit in one shot, especially in a greater rift, and I'm thinking, oh, why the hell did I die? I couldn't even see the thing. So the range that they can charge has been reduced. Thank goodness. That's all I've got to say. The Skeleton King will now drop the improved version of the Leoric Scrum the first time he has been killed by a hero. Thing is, most of the time we kill him, it's at a fairly low level. Maybe you'll like it. The Soul of Evil, aka the Uber Diablo. Lightning Breath now targets the closest enemy. This might help some of you, especially if you're farming certain stuff, to say, hey, one guy stand in there, allow the range to be out here, and you can kind of kite that away, do whatever you want to do. Mirror image damage has been increased. Okay. Bone cages now damage you. That's okay. Just avoid them to begin with and you'll be alright there. Succubus. Bloodstar. Remove the armor debuff from this attack. Thank you. The projectiles now move at random speeds. That'll be interesting instead of their one slow-going pace. Leap cooldown has been reduced. Okay. Treasure Goblins. 3 new Treasure Goblins have been added to the game, and that was something that we covered in the first look video, so you can check that out as well. The Insufferable Miscreant, the Gelatinous Sire, and the Gilded Baron, all those are new. The new Treasure Goblins can only be found in Adventure Mode. User interface, this is just tying it up. You now must confirm deletion of a seasonal item in your mailbox. Rift Guardians positions now always show on the map or mini-map regardless of your distance from them. Thank you for those of us that used to have to chase that guy down at crucial times. And the social button now opens the friend list by default, but will remember what was last viewed and will now navigate the screen the next time it's opened. So that's it. That is all the changes in terms of the general stuff. Like I said, if you're looking to look at the class changes, check that out in the description below. I have a video for each class and all the changes there. There are so many changes that it requires a video for each different class, and I think you're going to enjoy a lot of the changes, and I'm really excited about a lot of it. It's just going to change the game entirely in a very positive manner. I'm very excited about it. So check those out. Let me know what you think of patch 2.2.0 in the comments below. There's so much I'm excited about that I hope you guys can sense my enthusiasm in the sense that I feel like the game is making a huge leap forward since patch 2.1, 2.1.1, and ultimately 2.1.2, which was kind of a buffer to lead us to this. There was a big question. You spent 6 months developing 2.1.2 for what? No, I'm pretty sure that they were using that to get to where we're going here. So hopefully you guys will appreciate this as much as I do. Like I said, let me know what you're thinking below in the comments. I know I'm pretty excited about this and everything going on. So like I said, if you're looking for more Diablo content, be sure and subscribe. If you want to see me stream this over at Twitch, check me out, twitch.tv/jhow4444. That's 4 4s. So I will see you guys around for all of that exciting content, and I will bring as much of it as I possibly can to you. So until next time, happy hunting. We'll see you again.